We had an extra day, and I remember them telling us, oh, there's been an earthquake in California. And I said, oh, we have them all the time. It's nothing. Well, it turned out it was the Northridge quake. And it happened when I was gone. And my God, we spent the whole day driving around Florida. And then when I flew home at midnight and had to get home, there was no one around. I mean, the streets were deserted. I think there was a curfew practically. And it was that huge earthquake.
Yeah.
And I remember that for no other reason. I also, I remember too, the board meeting we had in Miami, at the Miami River Inn. Now, unlike the River Inn in San Antonio, that was a really classy place. And I remember that, you don't remember this, because we were sharing a room there, but you were already there, and I think you'd gone to bed. And I got in late, and I tried to get from the hotel to the inn. Well, no one knew where the inn was. And we ended up driving around some very rough neighborhoods. And I remember I was in this cab with a black cab driver, and we drove down this street where, I think it was Cuban, I'm sure it was, and these guys were hanging out at midnight, standing outside by cars, and we stopped to ask them directions, and I'm thinking, these guys are hanging out on the street at midnight, and we're in this neighborhood. You know, I thought, should I be mildly scared? No, I guess not. Anyway, we finally got to the damn hotel. It was locked up tighter than a drum. It was after midnight. I couldn't rouse anyone. I couldn't even find the front door. And I finally started pounding on this rail fence, and Bob Williams heard me, and he came out and let me in. But that was a great place we stayed. That was one of my favorite board meetings because of the location. I've already talked about our Philadelphia board meeting where we went to Atlantic City in the freezing cold, and paid $18 a night to park in the parking lot of the Holiday Inn. I don't know, what other board meetings? St. Louis. I think we were both on the board in St. Louis. Do you remember we walked from the hotel, because we were staying in a hotel there, we walked a long ways to this bar at night, and I was very reluctant to go, and I also thought it was kind of a little bit marginal neighborhood, but we got to this bar, and I just remember the bar because it was because I go to so few bars, I remember the ones I go to. It was in this wonderful old, like 3-story frame house, and there were little rooms in all parts of it, people in them, and it was really one of the most interracial bars I've ever been in. I mean, unlike anything that exists anymore in Los Angeles. And I remember thinking, this is really great. This fits in with my general prejudice toward the Midland part of the country. It's why I like Memphis so much, because I just somehow think that for whatever reason, at least in my perception as a coastal person, that race relations are just at a different level. It's not to say that there aren't any problems there, but I see it sort of a different level. There isn't the same, maybe anger or whatever it is. Things are, it's easier. There's an easier interreaction interracially. And I felt that in St. Louis as well as I always have in Memphis. Those are the board meetings I'm thinking of right now. There were a couple in L.A. One of them was on my birthday, in fact, in my living room.
That's right, I remember that.
But right now, those are the ones I remember.
And how have you seen AIDS affecting this organization?
Well, I mean, I think my answer will be the same as most everyone else's. It's just had an enormously devastating effect. I think almost at this point, it's not that we've ever become inured to this, but it's almost something that for years we were expecting. I mean, there were years in this organization where I would look at people and I'd say, my goodness, I would almost start counting the people that I knew were not affected as people that I figured I could count on being around. I mean, I know that sounds terrible to say, but you want, you're in an organization, you're making friends, you'd like some feeling of continuity in your life and in your participation. You're thinking, how many of these people are even going to be here? It was horrible for many years. And, every year, and Erwin, you and I have talked about this, and we'd always say, well, you'd always expect to see one or two people each year that looked really bad or that you knew was in the last throes. And fortunately, that really isn't happening much anymore. It's not to say that there are not still a lot of people infected, but there have been very few people at least close to me, who have died in the last few years, but there was a period there, and certainly not just nationally, but locally, some very close friends. And in this organization, I mean, people like John Teamer and Redvers, John Murray, and Don Moses, and Kenan Peters, and Tom Horan, people who really were very good friends. And I know I've missed some. Chris Brownlee and Peter Kern in Los Angeles, who were very close friends. I don't know what you can say.